Morning, everybody. It is just after 11 on Wednesday, and so it's craft demo day, and today I'm going to build off of something that I did yesterday. Kendall and I did a reel, which is a video for Instagram, and I ended up making this little smile with this glitter, and there's a piece of stuck in there I need to take out, but I was going to go ahead and actually just keep using this and make it into a card. So let's get started. I just don't want to tighten properly. Okay, hopefully that stays where it's supposed to be. Row. And then I'm just going to use this pen here to poke that out there, so now I don't have that white dot. So what I did here was I took a piece of cardstock and I put down Elizabeth Craft Designs. Well, hopefully you can see me. I don't know, my computer doesn't seem to be showing the video. The Elizabeth Craft Designs adhesive, and then cut out the smile out of the adhesive with the backing still on. So this is on the cardstock, the backing still on. I cut the word out, I pulled the backing off, and then I covered it with glitter. So now I've got this great smile, glittery smile that you can see here. And I'm gonna go ahead and make a slimline card with it because, hey, why not? Here's a Pinkfresh Studios die, one of the new ones that I just got in. And I'm gonna take it out. And this one, I wanna go for something kind of tonal. So this one has all these stripes in it. And so this is almost the same color as the glitter, so I'm gonna save this for the back. But then on the front, I have these pinky corals, and you know, I could do something more vibrant and go, oh, I don't know, I like that. I like that. I like that combination right there. So I'm going to choose, I'm going to take this background, this darker color, and use it as the background, and I'm just going to cut a strip to cut it out of. And so today I'm going to start with the die, and then I'm going to level up, you know, build the card from there. So I have my machine here to the side. So I'm cutting out, it's just a single die. There's not extra pieces. It's just, that's all it is. Let me make sure I'm getting your comments if you're actually commenting. Okay, and so let's see what I get out of this. This is what I get out of this. So what I'm going to do is try and set that aside as completely as possible without changing much. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the other two colors. So I'm going to cut a strip, obviously eyeballing. I'm going to, this is stuck because there's still some double-sided tape that I need to pull off, which might actually get in the way of this cutting properly, so I'll do it now. You don't want things to stick to your paper at all, do we? There we go. Hoping you can hear me. I have gone mic-less because the mics weren't working, and I just don't have the energy to try and problem solve it. It's just, it's like, I don't know why things can't just work. And so, let's see if I can get this out as a whole thing. So, if you're not super familiar with how dies work, almost all of them these days have these little holes, registration holes, so that you can pull the die out without damaging it. Traditionally, they didn't have those holes, and way back when in the olden days, and it was a pain to get your die out. So they figured that out at least. not being particularly precious about my paper. If I really wanted to save all the little bits, I would, or all the, conserved paper, I would have cut it more carefully and more exact to the size that I need. And I would have placed the die in a way so that I had the, preserved the most paper here. Just for those of you who are conscious of stuff like that. And I can be really, like if I was doing a project where I really wanted to maximize my paper, so if I was using a paper, hopefully that didn't interrupt anything. And I don't remember what I was saying. So let's see. I'm going pretty simple with this. This is the only element that I'm really going to do. I'm not going to get super fancy. So it's really just about this color combination and then the smile on top of it. So that's it. I'm going to set this aside, close this up. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a minute and I'm going to think about the width. You can see that there are all these different sizes on here. And actually, I might have wanted a fourth color. Let me think about this. What would that have looked like? I want to see the back. So they have 1, 2, 3 colors is the way they did it. So if I want this to be my main color, I'm going to just take all the strips out of it. And this will be my main background. Oh. All right, in here, do you keep going with it? This is the whole thing about Alive. You get the whole experience, mistakes and all. Part of it is I don't have my glasses on, so I can't tell what's going on. Like, those strips are part of it. Okay, so those don't come out. That's what it is. And I tried to pull it out because I thought it did. So you know what? I'm not gonna mess around. I'm gonna go ahead and cut a second one of these because I really did break that. So bring this back up. It'll be really fast, I promise. Hi, Michelle. Just in time to see me mess up. Might be able to hear the singer next door teaching someone to sing as well. Pretty much a daily thing these days. She's got, everything's ramping back up and everyone's doing their thing. So, okay. Close that. I have lots of little stripey things left. Let's see if I can get this out. I just gotta remember to leave a pair of glasses here at the store, so I don't have to remember to bring them from home or run and get them from my purse, which is what I'm gonna have to do in a second. So for some reason this just stuck, which was actually great. It pulled all of those stripes off for me. So now I can actually see the pattern. Okay, so now I have this pattern. And so you can see here that it's got these stripes they're cut, but they're part of the piece. So I'm not gonna pull those out. So now I'm maybe stuck thinking, which one do I wanna use? If I'm only gonna use 2 colors, I think maybe, actually I might even forego that and just use these 2 because I think that might just be a little bit better pop. Okay, so here's the thing. Hi Lois, hi Christy. I have enough of these little bits that I can actually make a couple of backgrounds and then decide which one I want. I won't make you sit through me doing that for both sides, but what I'll do is I'll start This reminds me of a candy stripe. My daughter was watching some, probably Grey's Anatomy, and was like, oh, the babies. So it's like, you should volunteer to be a candy striper. And she was like, what? What is that? I think they still candy stripe these days, don't they? Okay, so I'm just gonna, I think that in order for this to work, I'm probably gonna have to put it on the background, but just to give you an idea of what this is gonna look like. Yeah, I like it. I like it very much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this background piece. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue this down. And I'll trim it later. But I'm going to, actually, I think what I'm going to do is, because I have it, I'm going to use this amazing adhesive stuff from Elizabeth Craft Designs. There's no right way to do this particularly, but this is my idea. Oh, I really do need my glasses, unfortunately. Okay, there's that piece, and I'll be right back. I'm gonna get my glasses. Fortunately, they're in the car. Here we go. Okay, make sure next time you have them on before you start. And then I'm gonna do two sides. This stuff is super sticky. They have lots of tutorials online about how people use this to do things. And it's great stuff, so it really works. And very sticky. Worth noting. There's the sticky stuff. These are non-stick scissors, which I definitely put to the test. Whew. I got that exactly, didn't I? You know what I'm gonna do? Okay, I'm gonna actually cut this with a trimmer instead of eyeballing it, because I just feel like if I eyeball it, I will make a mistake. So this is 3 5/8 wide. So we're gonna match that, just because that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just creating the background. So I'm not trying to create any sort of bevel or anything like that. Let's see what I'm doing here. Okay, let's see how exact I got that. Now this stuff is sticky, so I'm going to be careful about how I put this down, because once it goes down, there's not going to be any like repositioning anything. So I'm going to pull off the backing. See what I mean? Ah, sticky, sticky, sticky. Oh my God. Seriously? There we go. Okay. So like I said, really careful. Oh, of course, now I'm starting to shake a little bit. As soon as you have to be precise. Okay, so it hangs over a little there and it hangs over a little there. That's not an issue, because I've got the parts that I need sticky, sticky. So I'm gonna go ahead and start putting in these pieces. And if I do them right, hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Oh, that's the wrong color in here. Oh, my computer froze, so I can't tell if you've said anything. All right, I'm using this color. So I'm gonna go in and just layer in the pieces. And if you go on Instagram, you see lots of people doing things like this. Of course, they speed them up, so you don't have to watch them real time like this. But lots of really cute things being done out there with stuff like this. And I'm missing a color. You certainly could probably do this using a pair of tweezers. Might help with the positioning. There's also the katana tool, which is a tool with a little beeswax on the end that helps you pick things up. It's great for things like working with jewels and things like that, but could also help with something like this. If I knew where mine was, I'd pull it out and show it to you guys, but off the top of my head, I'm not sure which box it's in. So I'm getting a super flashback to the prom edition of Mrs. Magazine from 1986, maybe? Before I was old enough to go to prom, but I was in high school, and I got the issues, and I spent an obscene amount of time obsessing over the pink candy stripe ball gowns. And they were ball gowns at that point. There was still sort of a Southern Belle feel to them all. And I can still remember sitting there and dog-earing the corners of the ones that I wanted to wear. By the time I got to prom, literally 3 years later, maybe, I think it was, their dresses style had changed completely. And it was all these slimline, shiny things. Mine was blue with gold trim. Still felt like a princess, but it was not the same at that point. Sort of the last hurrah of the 80s big hair and floofy dresses of that time. I came of age at the end of that. Sometimes I wish that life had a fast forward button. I caught myself trying to rewind something physically that it was static, like, you know, I want to think that again, try to rewind it. And I've caught myself trying to zoom in on pictures on magazines before, you know, in the past, like, nope, it's just so instinctual now. To the point where my sister's daughter, who's what, 9 months? Almost 9 months? Already knows basically that the cell phone is about her and taking pictures, and she mugs for the camera. Pretty sure she'll be asking to hold it soon. Okay, so I can already tell that I wish that I had used the same color as this for the background, because you can see a little bit around the edges, and that bothers me. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it's not this beautiful clean finish that I wanted out of this, and I am missing a stripe. Where is it? Where are you, little stripe? Oh, that's annoying. So this is why you have to be careful about stuff like that. All right, well, I also have this little, oh, is that it? No, that's not. I have this dot from yesterday too, so maybe I'll just repurpose it that way. And then here comes the smile. And I think it needs a little something else. So a couple things. One, I'm going to trim this edge because I don't want it to be sticky. I don't want it sticking out. Good eye, Michelle. Thank you. Yay. Now I can use this dot for something else. You're right. Got it. Okay, and I do have an idea what I want to do with this. I am going to dig through I'm gonna grunge it up a little bit because I can't help myself. And I have this awesome tape from All and Create. And I'm just going to put this down through the middle of it because that's what I like. I'm actually a big fan of pink and black together. I also like pink and gold because I am a little bit of a girly girl sometimes. But pink and black, just there's something nice about that contrast. Uh-oh. But maybe, let's see, maybe the fact that it is colorful has backfired on me. So what I'm going to do, because I like the black and I like the width, is I'm actually going to cut a strip of this color. So if the tape is, I'm guessing an inch wide. Yeah. So I'm going to cut a strip of this. This is the color, the light color. I'm going to cut it at 3/4. This is real-time problem solving. Crafty problem solving. Let's see how this looks. If I don't like it, I'll do something else. Let's see. Actually, like that. Okay, that works. That works for me, I should say. And then, I mean, what I could do even is put it up to make some dimension on this, is to use foam tape so that it pops off the card a little bit, which I like the idea of, so I'm going to do that. So I'm going to put foam tape on the back of this pink strip. Push it over. Put the smile. And this, you know, this is a very simple version of it, but I wanted to use the smile. And I also think that sometimes a really simple card, if you're like, I want to make something, but, you know, I think we sometimes trick ourselves into getting super elaborate when we don't need to at all. We can just throw something together. Honestly, if the person you're giving it to isn't particularly crafty, they will be impressed. Guaranteed that you made it. So even if it's not super elaborate. So there you go. Smile. You're a Slimline card. So now I will just go ahead and put it on a card. Honestly, this is a little larger than a traditional Slimline card, which is 8.5 by 3.5. So for some reason, Pinkfresh dies are a little larger than that. And I don't know if the intention is then to cut this off so you don't have these ridges for this. But I'm just gonna go with it and then create a card that actually is this size in terms of a back. And you can see I have all of the pieces left. I could do 3 more combinations, 2 more combinations, and have gotten 3 cards out of it. I also think that there's something you could do with the fact that these are cut but connected, and so you might get something where if you cut 2, if you put 2 together, maybe you could, you know, weave them in a way that might be kind of fun. So like, let's see, if I were to take one of the long pieces that we took out and to put them back in, of course this is going to be painstaking, so I'm not going to do the whole thing. But if the idea would be to come in, go over, and then under, of course I chose a spot that isn't completely cut through. So, you know, maybe do this without that part, and then under, and then over and then under. So again, this is upgrading to a complicated card instead of just keeping it easy. But that's, my brain usually tries to complicate things for myself. So tip, if you're using this die, go ahead and run it through twice because it is not cooperating in terms of cutting really well. So that usually means that you have to go back and forth a time or two in order to get a full cut out of it. So you can kind of see what I've got going on here, and then what you would do is come in with the top layer, put it in over it maybe, and then you get this nifty pattern underneath. So there's the 3 colors you can see. Anyway, obviously this is a lot more complicated an idea, because then you have to line it up and make sure they all fit properly and they're in the right spots and all that. But this is, you know, something you can do with this die. So anyway, I hope you ended up inspired in some way. I will put this on the back of a card or the front of a card, and it will be at the desk to look at if you come in. And I kind of agree with Michelle, which is why I stopped. But I don't know. You know, you could see putting on a movie and watching it. I just watched Cruella, and I honestly think that it's gonna be one of those go-to movies that you put on in the background and enjoy the spectacle of while you've crafted. So anyway, that's it for me today. I hope, yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, and that you come in this week. Lots of stuff going on in the store. I also have a class this Saturday, mixed media art panels, which are those panels there behind me. There's one, there's another. You can see the 2 different colorways. They're exactly the same techniques, just 2 different colors. Yeah, I hope you find something interesting on the website or in the store. So hopefully I'll see you here. All right, bye everybody.